After the EGR delete on the Superduty 6.4, coolant's low, as expected. It's obviously filling up the rest of the cooling system that was drained, including the heater core and whatnot. So instead of filling it though, let's drain it, pull that box again, and I'm having a vacuum issue for the 4x4 solenoid, so we're going to pull it, we can actually trace the line, see where this leak's coming from. Could be a simple rubber hose ripped, could be just disconnected, could be anything like that. And like, just keeps coming on and off. As I was saying, coolant's low from filling it up, or from the EGR delete. It's supposed to be here, it's way down here, which is below your, when your rad cools off, it'll, you know, suck from there to fill up the rad again. Pretty much overflow too, but it also sucks it back in. Fills up whatever air that was in there. So let's go ahead. We'll start the draining, bottom of the rad. Drain this. We'll just get to this is empty, and then we'll pull the battery. Disconnect this hose, and then the one below, somewhere down there. And then there'd be 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here after we remove the battery. This should pop right out. There'll be the hose in the bottom for the vacuum pump. And then we'll start following some lines. Both batteries disconnected, one over there, because otherwise this will be live when you mess with it. So just disconnect it. Take the battery hole down. Already got the drain cool going. A little bit of a mess, but we just got to get it low enough so this is below here. And then we can stop draining. Ooh, it's even got a go handle. Makes it super easy. Next are these 2 bolts and these 2. And this hose and the bottom hose, obviously we can't disconnect that one until this is done draining, but we can do this one. And then when we pull it out, there'll be a vacuum line on the bottom. So this is what I found. This I disconnected before I tried reaching it, but you can see it's got a broken little plastic tube in there. This is supposed to connect to this T right here. And as you can see, this T is busted. So I gotta figure out if it went in this side or the bottom side and where the other hose went. So that's fun. Because this is the hose that went into the reservoir in the bottom of the tank. Right there. So my guess is, I did have to take the upper hose off to get the box out. I don't think I did last time, but I don't know, it worked better. Got it figured out after looking for some pictures on the old interweb there. Pump goes into the bottom. It's a bigger fitting, so you have to really actually spin on it and slide it on. And then the side, this is a one-way valve, so the side will come and hook up to the bottom of the degas bottle, and this will go to your all the way across to your 4x4 actuator. From here, it's going to turn it on or off, and that's where it goes down, and it'll split into both your front IWEs. So only way to actually try it though is put the batteries back in. What if I can just put the one set and see if this thing pumps and if I can get it to stop. Keys on. Here's the end that would go to the bottom of the degas bottle, a vacuum, I guess, storage. You can hear when I plug it, it changes pitch. Now, supposedly, it should get to a point where it can't suck anymore, or get to a set pressure point and shut itself off. But I have yet to see that happen. But definitely the suction on it, like I feel the pulsing of the pump in my thumb, and the tone changed. So, either I have a leak somewhere else, small one, not letting it get to a certain PSI that the pump requires to hold, or it needs the vacuum canister on here, just I guess get more vacuum instead of my thumb holding it, like a bigger reservoir. I'll go through the hosing one more time and take a look, but honestly, like it's got pretty good suction, so I can feel every pulse. Okay, let's get some more troubleshooting here. So I disconnected the hose that goes over the actuator. You plug that, and you plug this, and it stops. So the issue is going to be inside toward the line towards the actuator, maybe even the actuator after. So let's get testing. Got it. What it was I had the lines crisp on the opposite ends on this side. So it didn't come with this when I got the truck, so I just guessed what hose went where. I'm assuming, you know, top, and obviously it didn't. So vacuum goes into the bottom source, the top source goes down to your IWE actuators. So now get to go have fun of putting this all back together. But hey, you got it to work. Works real quick too. These pumps are great. Like, this is my second truck where I bought it. It just ran because it couldn't get to its suction point, and all you had to ever do is just disconnect power until I got around to fixing it. And then they're just good pumps. So let's put it back together. I got the coolant and tray back in. It was a struggle. These push clips, great, but at the same time, like, obviously slip them on before you clip the hose on, but sometimes they pop off. That bottom one goes in the bottom of the degas bottle. Ooh, I almost lost that one. Flew right off. So I had a bit of a oh shit moment. Just got to bolt it down now, but before that I'm going to put the battery back on, and we're going to test that vacuum pump to make sure all the lines are still hooked up. See how long that takes. There it is. Took so much longer than just putting thumb over the hose, because it's got to suck this tank to a negative pressure so that we can hold the IWE actuator. So in theory, if we put it into four-wheel drive, it should. Hubs should be locked. Yep. The pump kicks back on to make up for the negative pressure. It took to open up the actuators on each side. The previous owner, he could tell he didn't care about that setup. He took it right off. He didn't care, but he took a solenoid off, and he just took these caps off so he can just manually lock them all the time. But honestly, that's just hard on stuff. Where right now she's unlocked. Let's see how long it takes now with it in 4 high. These factory lines are plastic and they're just chintzy. This guy ended up putting rubber hose on, which is a better, but who knows? This plastic hose can just be cut on the way down. There's that one there. So that's been rubber hosed up into that T there. So there's a plastic hose running down. The other side going the other direction, but it's all rubber hose, so it should be. Here's a little bit of plastic from here to there. So it should work. I can see you put a splice in right there too. So far it's still running with vacuum pump anyway. So yeah, there it goes. It just shut off. Great. We are holding vacuum. It's good. One more off the list for this bad boy. And just like that, you can diagnose your vacuum lines and your vacuum pump very easy on the IWEs. Just got to take some time, take it apart, pressure test hose by hose, fitting by fitting, until it holds a vacuum. These tend to break quite a bit. They're just in a bad spot when you're working on stuff. They could break off. Cheap, it's like 50 bucks on Amazon. I think it's a Dorman brand. Dorman's, you know, bottom grade, but hey, cheap is good for this guy, as I don't drive the truck a lot, so I don't need to spend top dollar to have something as a daily driver every day. This will be like a 10,000 kilometer a year truck for me to use, and in the summer I have my car and my bike. So yeah, we're all set for 4x4 for winter now.